Hi everybody, Steve here, and today I'd like to share some more thoughts on some of the components of powerful or masterful coaching, and particularly today I want to talk about the kind of the skill to take the conversation deeper. And really this is in service of all you coaches out there really wanting to raise the bar on your skill set. Perhaps you're going through a certification or getting ready to apply to an ICF credential. Now, lots of other MCCs, Master Certified Coaches, reserve time in their practice to kind of supervise other coaches. It is lovely work, and you get to see a wide range of coaching styles and personalities and what works and what doesn't. And you get to meet a lot of lovely coaches. And recently, I had the opportunity to listen to a recording between a coach and a client, and this particular coach was preparing for their MCC exam. And it was a typical coaching call, and as the call proceeded, you could see the hallmarks of competent coaching. The coach very quickly got an agenda out of the client and discussed some of the, kind of the measures of success. It was clear that the coach had established trust and kind of a lovely connection with his client, even though it was a fairly new coaching relationship. And in this particular case, the client was on the verge of a major move in their career that was going to have a big impact in their life. And really the agenda was they wanted to make the most of the move and thus get really clear on some of the key kind of areas they needed to pay attention to. So the coach coached them well, helped the client. The approach they took was to help the client go out into the future, to imagine the best case scenario, to explore the best case scenario in the very critical or most important areas of the personal and professional life. And all the time the coach was demonstrating very competent listening and questioning skills. It was, very solid coaching. And by the 30-minute mark, the client was clear on what was most important to them. And they were clear on what they wanted to focus on to make a very successful transition. And here's where it gets interesting. You see, the coach could have ended it there, designed a few action steps, set up some accountability, maybe a few affirmations, and it would have been a very competent and totally positive coaching session. However, this coach went deeper, chose to go deeper, and I think that's really what I wanted to talk about today, because one of the hallmarks of masterful coaching is when you see it happen, there's kind of a natural, kind of fluid nature to it. And masterful coaches are always looking for the opportunity to take the conversation deeper. And whether it's their training, their experience, their intuition, or just how they're wired, masterful coaches just seem to sense whether the client is capable of doing the deeper work, whether there's an opportunity there. And when I talk about deeper work, I'm meaning, challenging long-held assumptions, exploring what's most true to them, what's most alive to them. And this, of course, is most often accomplished through the ICF core competency of asking evocative questions. Questions designed to help the client look inside, raise awareness, kind of call forth what is most wanting to be expressed in them. Now, in this particular situation, the coach went there via the route of first kind of summarizing all that the client wanted to achieve in the future, and then helping them connect to how they're going to feel when they had accomplished those things. So it wasn't just listing them off mentally, it was going out in the future and, really experiencing how they're going to feel. And then the coach asked a very, very powerful question. Who did the client need to be to accomplish this? How did they need to grow or change? What What do they need to let go of? What do they need to step into to be the person that was going to, achieve this outcome? Now, this was a line of questioning that a client had probably never heard before. And it certainly may not be a question you ask with every client in every coaching session, but the coach knew the client was ready to go there. And so the question landed powerfully, it landed well, and emotions came up. And the coach created space and was comfortable with allowing those emotions to be expressed and to be experienced, really being honored as kind of sacred messages, like really important messages. And in exploring what those messages were telling the client, there was a realization by the client that they were tired of constantly being anxious about the future. They were kind of over that way of living. They were ready to let go of their habitual need to be in control of life. And they were ready just to trust it more, to be more open, more flexible to everything that is unresolved or unresolvable in their life. And just confident that, whatever comes up, they're going to be able to handle. They're going to be able to get through it. They're going to be able to make good things out of it. The Swiss psychiatrist Carl Jung used to say, and I'm paraphrasing, that there is no transformation without first engaging the emotions. And that's a really important insight for coaches. It's a recognition that thoughts and intellectual insights have a very short shelf life. They can change very quickly. You can think this would be a good idea, but that thought is just with you for a second. However, emotions engage more of our being. They linger longer. They feel more real. They feel more powerful. And there's really good, neuroscience now that shows us that really intense emotions help us rewire our existing neural circuits, our existing beliefs and behavior. In other words, going deeper, exploring some of these emotional parts of us can help clients not only raise their awareness, but really transcend old ways of being. It can help them gain a felt appreciation, a felt sense of who they are now and what they're capable of. And in this case, the coach helped the client explore this realization that they could approach life in a far more trusting, more open, more spontaneous, less anxious, less controlling way. And the coach helped the client appreciate the impact this approach would have on all the important aspects of their life, all the important relationships in their life. And the coach helped the client put words to their realization. In other words, help the client put the client's words to this realization and to the commitments that were coming out of it. And the coach kind of masterfully let the client marinate in this general awareness, this genuine emotional field around these insights long enough so it had a lasting impact. Then the coach gave some very sincere, genuine affirmations, incorporating the client's insight into words, and kind of wound up the call beautifully. And it was a beautiful call to witness, to supervise, and a very powerful and very masterful coaching. So the point on masterful coaching that I wanted to talk about today and really encourage you on is always be open, always be looking for the opportunity to go deeper with the client, particularly around the big issues or big changes. Don't be afraid of accessing, exploring, and kind of harnessing the power of healthy, natural human emotion. Not every circumstance, not every client is going to avail itself for this deeper work. But be ready when the opportunity presents itself. And if you as a coach are comfortable with that, if you're kind of looking for that, you're going to see more opportunities to do that deeper work. And great, great things can come out of it. Okay, that's a thought for today. Happy, successful, and powerful coaching, everyone. And please, as usual, if you get value from these videos, please like them, share them, comment on them. Leave me comments on other topics that you're interested in having me talk about, and happy to happy to do more of these things. Okay, everybody, take care. Have a great day. Bye-bye.